let's talk about heavyweights in general. Your guy, whoever wins this fight, is, as Eddie said, the third choice, I think it was, to fight Anthony Joshua in April.
That's fair to say. Eddie said that Deontay Wilder would be first choice, then followed closely by Tyson Fury, which we all understand. They're just three best heavyweights on the planet. You put them in front of anybody else. But a close fourth would be, or for close third would be the winner of Chisora and Dillian Whyte, which both fighters know. Both fighters haven't really talked about because they don't want to talk about it because it's bad luck to talk about a future fight before the fight's actually taken place. But both fighters know, deep down they know that a win here can open up some amazing opportunities for them. Huge, like the biggest possible opportunity on the planet. So both fighters have taken that into training camp. I know Derek has, and I'm positive Dylan has also. So they're leaving no stone unturned, and they're making sure that on fight night they're going to give it their all. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be very similar to the first fight in terms of intensity, in terms of punches thrown. I think there's going to be more punches thrown in this fight. Derek, for sure, is probably 2 or 3 times fitter in terms of cardiovascularly, been able to throw so many more punches and recover after throwing those punches that, this fight can only be better.
Talking about Fury, Wilder, how did you score the fight, and did Fury's performance surprise you at all?
I didn't score the fight, I just watched the fight. A lot of people after the result then say, I thought so-and-so won, which coincidentally works out exactly as the television was scoring it.
Yeah, I thought it was a draw.
Yeah, I didn't score it, but it felt when I was watching it that Fury was winning the majority of the rounds. He did get 2 knockdowns against him, which is, so it was 2 10-8 rounds, which means he had to have won 4 rounds just to be even. So it's a tough, but he seemed to win a lot of the rounds. Some of the rounds were close. Some of the rounds that may have been given to Fury were rounds where not that much happened. There was a lot of moving around, no real big clean shots landed. And some people say if you go to another man's backyard and you want to take the belt, you got to take it. He took that big shot in that last round, but a draw was okay. It's boxing. It's happened. I remember it happening to Lennox Lewis when he fought Evander Holyfield, and I was gutted. I was like, "What is that?" I thought Lennox did enough to win. He didn't. He got the opportunity to do it again, and he won. He won the rematch. So both fighters seemed to feel a little hard done by the draw. And as a boxing fan, selfishly, okay. It's not the worst decision because we get to see a rematch. The only bad decision in that fight, the only thing that left a really bad taste in my mouth was the one judge who had Wilder winning by such a...
115, 111, yeah.
That was, because even without those knockdowns, he still wins the fight. And that's I don't know how you judge a fight, but it's not how you fairly judge a fight. So I think that needs to be looked into, and that judge should, needs to... be scrutinised. Why watch the fight back again? How can you give those rounds that you gave to Wilder? To Wilder, it just didn't make sense, and that for me overshadowed it. That really messed the scoring up. The draw is what it is. It's heavyweight boxing, but that other decision, that's just straight. It seemed like it was just cheating, and there's one thing getting a draw. I remember the first fight with was it Triple G and Canelo. I remember there's a lot of, but they got to do it again. And as long as they're doing it again, they both get a payday. They both improve. Fury gets the opportunity to, this was the fight that got rid of the ring rust for him. Sounds crazy, but he somehow managed to get the ring rust out of this fight. The first 2 fights, that was just going through the motions, but this was the first one where he had real life. He was under fire, like real on the battleground for real, and he'll only get better. And the same way, Deontay Wilder, a lot of the punches he was missing. He was trying too hard. He wanted that power. I've been there before. I know what it's like. He needs to relax a bit and let it flow a bit. So both fighters are going to improve. So we're going to get then the rematch when it happens is going to be a great fight.
Wilder, Fury, Joshua, all unbeaten, all at the top of the heavyweight division. So in your opinion, as a former world heavyweight champion, amongst other accolades, who's the best heavyweight in the world right now?
I've got no clue. It's a $50 million question that I do not know. There's only one way to find out, is put them all in the ring with each other.
You can't sit on the fence. You're David Haye.
No, but I can see Wilder knocking all of them out. I can see Joshua knocking all that, and I can see Fury outboxing all of them. So I can see how all of them can beat all of them. And I can see AJ just overpowering them physically, just letting his hands go, too sharp, too fresh. I can see Fury frustrating them, putting his hands behind his back, outboxing them, triple jabbing them, tying them up, holding them. I can see Wilder just stalking them and just hitting them on the button and then both going to sleep. So I can see all of them winning against all of them, But we need to get them in the ring to do it.
Go on, pick one. Go on.
I generally can't pick. They're so evenly matched. You can see it by the last fight. Fury was completely controlling the action until he nearly got knocked out. So Wilder has that equalizer. He has the ability to stop the fight instantly. And I said it going into that fight. I thought it would be either Wilder by a knockout or Tyson Fury on points. And I was wrong. I was wrong both ways. But it's great. It's great for boxing to have such big characters, big names up there. It's nice. Fury was deemed as a bit of the bad guy for a while, but after his performance, he really, what he's done for putting the way he's so vocal about sort of mental health and his struggles. And the fact he's come back from obesity and come back from being depressed and all these issues that he's had. He's had about 20 issues all in one, but he somehow managed to turn the tide, go over to American, fight this absolute specimen who's not pretty much every man he's ever faced out, and and bamboozled him. Got a draw, but he seemed to get more credibility in that one draw than he's had beating Vladimir Klitschko, for instance.
Yeah.
He got so much
it's public sympathy, isn't it?
Exactly. It's hard not to be a fan of Tyson Fury after watching his post-fight interview, watching how he's been with the media, and he's like, okay, this, I want to see more of it. I want to see Tyson Fury. I want to see him fight some more people because,
Bet you never thought you'd say that a few years ago.
Listen, no, I generally didn't think that, but he's proven it. He's matured now. He's been through his trials and tribulations. He's been through his lows. He's coming back up. He took that draw better than a lot of people I know. He really did. He could have quite rightfully really started screaming and shouting, but he didn't. He was super classy about it, and he wished Wilder well, and I was okay. I was like, all right, this is nice. It's nice to get although the ending was a bit controversial, it was still nice that both fighters, understood it was more than just a fight. It's about their health and the fact they both can go back to their families, and it's all good. So I really enjoyed it. It was worth waking up and watching that, messing my sleep up for the Sunday.